Hello, good morning. Welcome to the second part of a mini series where I'm speaking to my friend Graham Stones. Graham runs a pain clinic in London, and today we are talking about lower back pain and something that I'm sure we've all experienced at some point or another. And why is it in particular that we're experiencing back pain, maybe more so now than ever with this last week? Obviously, we are being probably a bit more sedentary. I know myself, I'm feeling a lot tighter through my lower back, even though I'm still exercising, but not being as active as I normally am day to day. In our world of strength and conditioning, we try and make everything strong as possible. So providing a good structure around joints, some scaffolding, if you like. Now I consider myself fairly strong, reasonably strong, but still, and don't have anything mechanically wrong with my back, but still experiencing some stiffness and some pain to a degree in my lower back. So I just wondered, Graham, if you might be able to shed a bit of light on that for me, if you've got a magic wand or something you might be able to help me with, and just to help me alleviate a bit of this discomfort.
Sure. I guess the magic wand probably comes in the guise of knowledge, I think. So if you have potentially more ways to look at the problem, then then you can get better information that can give you more concise ways to approach the problem, and think about that kind of more logically as well. So lower back pain or any kind of pain can be a worry for us. It's technically the interpretation of pain is that something is not right. So it doesn't necessarily mean that something is damaged or something is broken or anything like that. You can get pain and everything can be absolutely fine. Like you say, somebody fit and strong as yourself can still get pain, but doesn't necessarily mean there's anything broken or that you should necessarily stop your exercise. In fact, exercise is a very key part to getting out of pain, and for a number of different reasons around that. So commonly, I think what might be happening for a lot of people at this time is perhaps sleeping a bit more, maybe. Maybe we don't have our commute in the morning. We don't need to get up quite so early. We might be getting maybe an extra hour in bed or something. And longer periods of sitting, like you say, we might be sitting at a desk more. I know I'm doing that, and I've had some back pain this week. I'm usually up, moving around in clinic, much more active than I am sort of currently. So I've, like you've been experiencing kind of a very similar thing. So that can be happening for a number of different reasons. But circulation is a big kind of part to that. So if there is a lack of circulation to an area, then what's going to happen is you have certain receptors called chemoreceptors. They're gonna measure the pH balance in that part of the body, and then they're going to send signals up to your brain, to your spinal cord, and then your body figures out basically, is this a credible threat or is it safe? And it quite often is a credible threat. So then it's going to produce some sort of message to try and get you to do something, but it's how we interpret that message. So, often when we've got pain, then our instinct is to stop, to not do anything and rest more. And often, I get people in my clinic and they're like, oh, I've tried resting and it's not getting any better. And it's like, well, actually, maybe you need to move more, maybe it's that. So sometimes it can just be that, you haven't moved for a while. Maybe you've been sitting down for 5 hours straight, typing, been on a computer, whatever, or you've got an extra hour in bed and you've got a bit of pain and stiffness in the morning. Just get up, move around, just start doing stuff. Don't go berserk, but, just some basic, easy movement just to start getting the circulation working. And often that's enough to kind of then get the body to kind of settle, the pain drops off, and then you can get into your exercise a bit better, start to kind of get on with things a bit more.
Awesome. Okay, so some basic exercises like some yoga type moves, or just bending and twisting, Anything in particular you think we might be able to do?
Well, the key thing is going to be breathing, really. So, because essentially what your body is trying to figure out is how to get this blood moving around the body better. And obviously the key part to that is your respiration. And so, your internal breathing, but also then what's happening in terms of the blood exchange through the arterial system in the body. So to put that into kind of some sort of context, then if you think about the brain, so the brain is sort of 2% of your body mass weight, and it uses 20% of your blood oxygen. So it's really, it's important that you've got that circulation, because then if you're not getting that, then areas like the brain, the liver, they're not gonna get that circulation. That becomes actually quite a threat to us, so we will produce these messages. So anything that's going to start to stimulate the breathing, I would say, could be some yoga work, but more, I would say, slightly more vigorous yoga in the morning. You don't want to calm down any further. You want to kind of lift things up a little bit. So
right, okay.
Start to get kind of a bit more stronger breathing. Work on the deeper on the inhalation, get some strong breathing going on, combine that with some movement, and but nothing too explosive, but just starting to get the breathing and the kind of aerobic kind of movements back in a little bit.
Fantastic. So just walking and just moving around, basically, as a start.
Yeah. Might just be, just walking around the house, doing pottering, getting stuff done. That can often be enough just to get you into kind of a good place to then start your day. Or it might be go out for a walk, or it might be start with some yoga.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you hit the nail on the head there in terms of people maybe having a bit longer in bed, spending a bit more time, lay down in a position for a longer period of time. Also, I've been sat at my dining room table for hours on end doing work, and that is completely different from what I'm used to. So no surprise that there's some inflammation and some pain and stiffness starting to creep in there. Awesome, Graham. Where can people find you if they would like to get in touch and learn more about your treatment and techniques?
You can get me on through my website when it's up, which will be www.painfree, all one word, -movement.com. I will have a Facebook page also. There is an older website which is called Broken Yogi. So if you can't find those things yet, then you can get me on that one. And there's a Facebook page for that, as I often treat broken yoga practitioners. So you can find me through any of those sources.
Absolutely fantastic. Brilliant advice, Graham, as always. Thanks so much for sharing that with us. I think the message is to keep moving, do not stop. And as we discussed in one of the earlier podcasts, it all starts with your breath, right? We've got to breathe properly, making sure we're focusing on that. Think about our posture, and then that will help everything.
Absolutely, yeah. Breathing, circulation, those are going to be your key things. Don't worry about, areas of the body so much. Don't kind of stress about those things. They're just symptoms and signals. But get the fundamentals right. You need circulation. You need your oxygen, your breathing. If you get that working well, a lot of other things will just start to drop off.
Awesome. Brilliant, Graham. Thanks so much. Look forward to speaking to you next time.
Cool. Thanks, Jeremy. Cheers.